And there you go. So we are starting the debate. We are all here together to begin the debate on violent video games. I will go over the topic in a minute, but first let me welcome both schools. We have Instituto Palafox and Springfield, Toluca, and everybody should be in 5th grade. Can you move your heads up and down to tell me that you're in 5th grade? Very well. Everybody is in 5th grade. So we will now, give me a second. There you go. All right, so we will now begin the debate, and I will explain to you some of the basic rules for the debate. Some of you have probably been in a debate before, and if you haven't, this is a great place to start because Aula is hosting a lot of debates, and hopefully we can get involved more and more. So first of all, my name is Mr. Raciel Cantu, and I'm going to be the moderator for this session from Aguascalientes. This time I have to be in Aguascalientes, so I'm going to be the moderator from here. I understand everybody's in a different place, and it's awesome because through this kind of interface, we can all get together to host these kinds of debates. So before I keep going, I will just like to present everybody. I'm going to start with Springfield, Toluca. I'm going to open up the microphone, and I would like everybody to just go quickly and tell me your name and how old you are. Toluca?
Hi, my name is Fatima, and I am 10 years old.
Hi, my name is Jennifer, and I am 10 years old.
Hi, my name is Luis Martin, and I am 10 years old.
Hi, my name is Andrea, and I'm 10 years old.
Hi, my name is Rick, and I am 10 years old.
Excellent. Well, good morning to you guys. And now we're going to go with Instituto Palafox to do the same exact thing. Your name and how old you are. Palafox?
Hi, I am Diana, and I am 10 years old. Hi, I am Miriam, and I am 10 years old. Hi, my name is Susana, and I am 10 years old. Hi, my name is Marisol, and I am 10 years old.
Excellent. Very well. Just as a pointer, Palafox, the last two girls, they are very far away, so whenever they speak, I need them to speak out very loud so the microphone can hear them, okay? So whenever you speak, make sure to speak really loud. So as you see, this is everybody, and we are all about in the same range. We're all like 10 years old, so that's good. It should be fair for everybody. So let's begin. Let me explain to you a little bit about the debate. We are all here for the debate with the question, do violent video games make violent children? We have two positions. One says in favor, yes, they do make violent children, and one is against and says, no, they do not. In a minute, we will raffle those positions to see which position you will be defending. But first of all, let me tell you a little bit about the objective of this debate. The objective of this project is to strengthen the vocabulary and oral expression of the students, discover the relevancy in an investigation to obtain arguments, to improve the ability to find different perspectives to a problem, and to achieve better teamwork. You will be graded in all of these things, and I will explain that to you in a minute. So, as far as the instructions, let me tell you how we're going to be breaking it down. This debate is going to be broken down into 3 sections. The first one is going to be the initial exposition. You will have 3 minutes per team to expose this. Each team will expose their posture in the debate, and the idea is to show different perspectives and sources to support your position. This idea must be read. That is very important. Remember that we are also grading you following instructions. For the initial exposition, you will read what you already prepared. You must have already prepared this. This is not a time to debate or say different things. That will come in the next part. In the initial exposition, you must read it according to what you already have. The second part, it will be the discussion. This will be 20 minutes where you will be engaging in dialogue. This is the main body of the debate. The teams will say their arguments and counter-arguments. They question the opposing posture and defend their own through a dialogue. The teams make and answer questions. They must follow the following rules. You can raise your hand to talk. You have to be clear and concise. You have to listen to the other ideas, respect the turns, and do not interrupt. Again, the best way that we can do this is, like I said, by doing a dialogue. But since we are through the internet, sometimes we cannot hear each other very well, so we have to respect turns. For example, I may start the discussion by saying, let's say, Palafox, you go first. And then they can say an argument and ask a question, and then Springfield Toluca is going to answer that question, make an argument, and then ask a question. And then Palafox does the same thing. They answer the question, they make an argument, and then they ask a question. And we can be going back and forth. Do not interrupt if the other team is speaking. I will be taking points away for all those kinds of things. In these 20 minutes is where you want to say all your main arguments. You want to expose everything that you prepared. After the discussion of 20 minutes, let's give it a second. I think that Palafox's camera went down. Palafox, can you still hear me?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Very well. Well, your camera is, it turned off, again, because of the bandwidth. I don't know if you can turn it off and then back on. There you go. It's already working. So, let's continue. I, again, silenced your microphone, Palafox, okay? So, after these 20 minutes, we will go on to the conclusion. For the conclusion, I will give both teams 4 minutes to write your conclusion. Each team will write and present their conclusion they have reached at the end of the debate. This means that during those 4 minutes, you will write your conclusion according to everything that we talked about during the debate. We do not allow pre-written conclusions because that is cheating and that is not correct for the debate. Remember that the conclusion must include the main points of the debate. So you will have 4 minutes to write this and then 2 minutes for each team to read and present their conclusion. So again, the initial exposition, you have 3 minutes, which you must read. Second is the discussion, which is 20 minutes where you will be speaking and saying all your main arguments. And third, you will have your conclusion where you will have 4 minutes to write it and 2 minutes to present it. Okay? Let me just give you some pointers besides that. Let me remind you that debates are friendly encounters with an educative purpose and must retain a fair and healthy competitional environment. There must be no intervention from any professor or person outside of the team. It is important that there is no contact at any point with the team, such as passing notes or saying something. The moderator can take 5 points away from the final grade if such thing happens. The team can only use a written introduction for the topic according to the position that was given, and only when quoting a source. The conclusion will be written by the teams at the end of the debate. Pre-written conclusions are not allowed since these must include relevant points from the debate. Good manners and respect are important towards the other team. Let's remember that we are learning to live together. So let me recap some of this. Teachers, it is very important that we do not have any kind of intervention from your part. Even if the student is not listening correctly, you just say, well, the other team is saying this. We cannot have any of this. If the students cannot hear the team, they can say, can you say that again? Can you repeat what you said? I didn't hear you. They can say it as many times as they need. But teachers, we cannot have you intervening in any way. Students, we ask of you that you only look among yourselves and towards your monitor. Do not be looking at your teachers, because if you are looking at your teachers, we can assume that you are cheating and we can take points away. Let's try to make this fair for the other team, all right? Again, if we see or hear any kind of noise in the background, if it's another teacher, if it's students, we could be taking 5 points away, and if we hear it again, we will be suspending the session and declaring the other team the winner. But I know none of this will happen this session, and we will just do it very well. Again, last pointers. Remember that your introduction is written. Remember that your conclusion, remember that your introduction, you must read it because you already wrote it. And remember that your conclusion, you will have time to write it during the debate. Okay? And last of all, just a pointer, a tip for the teams. When we are in the discussion, you will be saying your main arguments. For your main arguments, what we want are sources. We want real studies. We want to know where they come from. We want to know real evidence. Things like I think, I heard, some people say, professionals say, all that is not useful in a debate because a debate is about facts. So remember that whenever you say your main points and arguments, to use sources and to reference them, to source them. Tell me where they come from, okay? Because all of that will be graded. All right, so before I keep going, are there any questions about anything that I just explained? You can raise your hand. If there are no questions, move your head like this. There are no questions from Toluca and no questions from Palafox. Very well. So let's begin the debate. Let me put this away here. We will now begin the debate. During the debate, you will not see me. I will turn off my camera. But before I do that, I need Springfield Toluca, which were the first people to be connected. They're going to help me know who is going to be defending what position. So, Springfield Toluca, I have two pieces of paper. One is blue, one is pink. Which one do you like better, the blue or the pink? The pink one. So the pink one says in favor. You will be defending that yes, they make violent children. And Palafox, the blue one says against, so you will be defending that no, they do not make violent children. Let me write that down. All right. Now, remember, it is important to remember which position you are defending, because if you read an argument that supports the other position, I will be taking points away because that is a contradiction. So remember which position you are defending. All right. So I wish both teams good luck. As of now, you will not see me. There you go. My camera is off. But I will turn on my microphone whenever it is needed to tell you how much time you have left or whenever your time is up. So let me just open up my timer here. Very well. So we will be beginning the debate with Springfield Toluca, again, because they were the first ones to be connected, and they will have 3 minutes to say their initial expositions, which must be read. Springfield Toluca, your time starts now.
We found a lot of information from predictions, parents, and researchers that mentioned violent video games increase aggressive behavior. Most of them mentioned that playing violent video games causes more aggression, bullying, and fighting. Several studies have shown that children who play violent games can get into physical fights, be hostile, argue with teachers, and show aggression towards their classmates during the school year. In fact, there are many debates online that support this idea. We interviewed some people at the school and also in the streets, and this mentioned that children are more likely to imitate the behaviors of those video games characters and have difficulty distinguishing reality from fantasy.
All right, and we are finished with the conclusion. Give me a second. All right, so we're finished with Springfield Toluca with their initial exposition. We will now move on to Instituto Palafox. Palafox, your time starts now. Go ahead.
A positive effect in video games is to improve memory and coordination. When you play in video games, you coordinate your fingers with the console of the video game and you memorize the instructions of the video game. Another is that all the video games have the range of the pace that is recommended. Because if you play another range, you have problems. Because you have to play that range and that helps you don't have problems and you can play you don't have problems in the real life. Another positive effect is that you are more alert because
Okay, Palafox, give me a second. Palafox, can you pause for a second? Toluca, I see that you're raising your hand. What's going on, Toluca?
Sorry, I don't listen very well. Could you please repeat it louder?
All right. So, Toluca, Palafox, your internet is cutting in and out. I don't know if you can get closer to the microphone because we hear you from very far away.
Nada más que sean una o dos personas, no más. ¿No?
A positive effect is that improves memory and coordination. When you play with, you coordinate your fingers with the movements of the video game, and you memorize the strategies of the video game. Another positive effect is that you can take decisions faster because in the real life you have to take decisions at that moment and in the video game that is not the same and that helps you to do better. Another positive effect is that dyslexic children have to read better because you read the instructions and the dyslexic children do that the instructions test. Another is that improves memory and flexibility of the brain. Another is that you are alert because you can in the video games you have to pay attention to what would you happen, and that helps you to be alert in the life. Make decisions faster because in the real life you have to take decisions faster at the moment, and that in the video games is the same. Another is that all the video games have a range of the space that is recommended and some are educational. And some examples are Minecraft because are creating a new Minecraft version to use in the schools because it's educational. Another is Cookery Project. This is a video game that improves the knowledge of biology of the human body. Another is the Dragon Ball.
You went over your time. I restarted the time whenever you restarted saying everything. And we are over the 3 minutes as of now, okay? So we will cut it off right there. And now we're going to move on to the next part of the debate. Again, this is the main part of the debate. This is where you will be saying all of your arguments, where you will be citing all of your sources, all of your studies. Tell me the name of the person who made it. Tell me where it was made, who did it, everything. So we will begin, and like I told you, please respect turns. I will give the first word to Springfield Toluca. They will be the first to speak, to say their argument, and remember to ask a question. After they are finished, they will ask a question, and that will mean that Instituto Palafox can now speak by answering the question, by saying everything they need to, and then they will ask a question. We will keep moving back and forth this way, and make sure to let the other team speak, okay? Don't just take all 20 minutes for yourself. So let's begin. I will open both microphones. And Springfield Toluca, the time starts now. You have the first word. Go ahead.
Dr. Andy, the lead author, says that they had evidence that the violent games make violent children.
We read an article online that says that the American Physiological Association says no more than 3 hours to about the apprentice of the children.
An Oxford University article proves that violent video games affect the behavior of the children in the school.
The violent games make violent children because the children want to become like the characters of the violent children.
Sometimes the kids that play violent video games make the things that see in the violent video games, and they do that because they don't know that the violent video games make them more violent.
If a child has aggressive tendencies, playing violent video games no affect on her behavior.
If you play violent video games, it's like they teach you bad things so you can make bad things in the school, in your house, in the street. So don't play violent video games.
Okay, Toluca, you want to ask a question to Palafox?
Don't you think that bullying has increased because the kids that play violent video games?
Palafox, your turn to answer the question and present your argument.
Can you repeat that question, please?
Don't you think bullying has increased because the kids that play violent video games?
No, because have the range that you have to play, and that helps you to don't be more violent.
Sorry, can you repeat it, please? We don't listen very well.
Louder.
No, because the video games have the range that is recommended to play, and that helps you to don't be violent.
We understand your point, but can children imitate the actions that they see in violent video games?
And can you repeat, please?
We understand your point, but can children imitate the actions that they see in violent video games?
Yes, because if you play many hours and that and that. Yes, but many video games are educational, and have the range is no probability that occur because have exist educational games and the range has as a same.
Palafox, you may present your argument and ask a question if you need to.
What is the population that plays video games in Mexico?
Sorry, can you repeat it, please?
What is the population that plays video games in Mexico?
All of the kids, because they would like to play different kinds of video games, and they would like to play the violent video games.
What is the range in the kids in Mexico that play violent video games?
Sorry, we don't heard you. Can you repeat it, please?
What is the population of kids that play violent video games?
We see an article that says more than 2 million of children in Mexico play violent video games.
But can you give us an example of a violent video game, please?
A kind of violent video game is like Grand Theft Auto 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, a kind of a violent video games is Black Ops 3 and Call of Duty.
Another violent video game is Mortal Kombat.
So that was the most violent video game that we know.
Yes, but the positive, yes, but yes, thank you. We start with our presentation. If you have doubts, you raise your hand. And a positive effect is improved memory and coordination of the brain. Because you play, you learn the buttons that you have to push. You make fast analysis and decisions, and it helps in the real life. and you can be socially with other persons online, and you may exercise with the kinetic play because you do exercise in your house, playing at the same time. Exercise our imagination. Develop coordination and concentration because you move your fingers at the same time that you are with the TV. And the dyslexic children have to read better because you have to read the instructions and that have the video. In exercising your imagination, it helps because in the video games, summer education have to design, and the video games help to in your real life in the design that video games have. One example is the Cocoa project because you enter in your body with the help of one car and you study all your human body. It improves the biology of the human body. Another is the Dragon Ball. You improve mathematics and algebra. Another is Autos Laboratory because you can study different items like history, and if you complete all the things, all the methods, you can win, and at the same time you are playing and you are studying. Another example is Minecraft. Minecraft is the video games programmers and professors are making a Minecraft different. It improves an educational version and can be used in all the schools because it's educational than in Minecraft.
Well, but the children are more interested in the violent video games.
No, many children are interested in the educational. Not all the children are violent.
So I interviewed some persons and
I understand your point, but the children, yes, I know that the children want to be intelligent, but also they want to play violent video games, and we can see this at bullying at the school.
No, because you play violent video games, but have the range, and that helps you to don't be violent. The range helps the children to don't be violent.
But most of the time, the kids are more interested in the violent video games as their friends or her brothers or sisters.
No, because the Kinect is one example that you can do exercise and at the same time you can be funny.
but most of the video games that are likely for the children are violent, so they act with violence.
No.
But did you think that the kids we are more interested in the sports or in the school? Because sometimes they not.
But many programmers of video games make educational, and the violence is changed to educational.
But the children want to become like the characters of the violent video games, and they make violence and
Not all the children, many children are interested in the educational.
yes, but the most of the children are more interested in the violent video games.
No, because videos.
But many of sorry.
Yes, we know.
Because some video games educational are funny, and children it is so interesting to know more, and when they play.
I understand your point, but not all the children play violent games, but the most of the children play violent games.
No, the educational are funny, and the children. We understand your point, but many children are in educational. Many programmers of video games is in the idea of the violence. It could change the violence to educational. Yes, but you can be playing a violent video game, but if you play the range that you correspond, you don't be violent.
Yes, but the kids who have 10 years or more are not interested in educative games, so they usually play video games or violent video games.
Yes, the play the range that is recommended. The play the range that is recommended to them.
But the kids have free time, and in this case, the kids want to do something, and this is play violent video games.
No, because it exists video games as a gymnastics that you can do exercise, and you'll be funny, and you feel that you move in the kinetic. An example is a tennis game in the kinetic. It's educational because you play tennis, the rules you know, and you'll be funny.
We understand your point, but the violent video games can change in the behavior of the children.
And sometimes, but not all the time. And
But did you think that the kids that are more that are older want to play like funny games
yes, why not?
because they are older?
Yes, but no main problem.
Yes, because they change their mind, and their mind is for adults, and they want to play violent games like to kill persons or something like that.
But not all the children. Not all.
There is not but violent video games, but there are the terror ones, and the terror ones have death, blood, or violent.
The violent games, the children that play violent games make more aggressive, and they have problems to have friends at the school because their minds.
No, because some video games no, because in some video games you can do friends around the world online.
All right, I'm going to cut you off right there. I'm going to silence both microphones. That is the end of the 20 minutes for the main body of the debate. Right now we're going to go into the third part, which the third part is going to be the conclusion. Remember that for the conclusion, you must write it at this moment. You cannot use a conclusion that you wrote from before, and you will both have 4 minutes to write the conclusion and say everything that was important during the debate. You can go ahead and work as teams. I will leave the microphones open so I can monitor that there is nobody helping you. And your 4 minutes starts now. Please write your conclusions.
That is recommended. That you have to play. But you have to play. That you have to do make change make change the opinion of the child.
Back to your original place. I'm going to silence your microphones. All right, so we're finished. Please put your pencils up. All right, there you go. So now everybody pay attention. I don't want to see anybody writing, okay? Anybody writing. Why? Because we have to be listening. There you go. I see that Palafox is finished, and Toluca, you are finished too. Very well. So, at this moment, we are going to begin the final part of this debate, which is going to be the conclusion. Each team will have 2 minutes to read what they just wrote down as their conclusion, okay? So, just like we've been doing so far, we will be starting with Springfield Toluca. Let me remind you that this is not a time to be writing down your last points. While the other team is speaking, you are not going to be writing anything else down. You're supposed to be listening. So, Springfield Toluca, you have 2 minutes to read what you just wrote down. Go ahead.
We have a free conclusion. Children that play violent video games make violent, and they have problems to have friends. We can see this at the schools with the bullying. The older children didn't want to play educative games. They want to play violent video games, and the parents most of the time didn't read the title of the games that children want. So they buy it, and the children's behavior affects. And there are more probable that the kids who play violent video games became more violent. That's all.
Very well, Toluca. So we will now move on to Palafox. Palafox, you have 2 minutes to read your conclusion as of now. Go ahead.
Our conclusion is that many video games help or don't help you in the real life, and many are violent or do not. And all the video games give a message, good or bad. Many scientists recommend that don't play more than 1 hour, but because it could be violent and addictive. Many professors may change the meaning of the child to don't play violent video games. And it's our conclusion. We have finished.
Very well. All right. So, again, I'm going to silence both of your microphones. Give me a minute just to sum up the last things. Give me a minute, and I will be with you. All right. Let me open up my camera. There it is. Can everybody see me? Move your hand. Move your head yes. Move your head no. Palafox sees me. Springfield, do you see me? You do not see me. We're going to wait until you see me. Can you see me yet? Toluca, can you see me? Yes. Okay. Very well. All right. So before I give you the final grade, I want to give you some tips, pointers, and feedback on what just happened. I will start with Springfield Toluca. So, there are some things that you said that were very good. For example, you were able to answer all the questions correctly with facts, which was very good. You gave examples, and you also gave articles. You approached the problem by comparing it to different things. For example, how bullying is a direct consequence of violent video games. You made your own interviews and self-studies, and you argued that the students want to become like the characters, and there's a point in the kid's life that they cannot know reality from fantasy. You did have sources, which was very good, because I have here 3 times that you sourced a direct study by saying the doctor's name, you said the university where it was made, or the direct source. That was very good, and that was 3 times that you sourced your arguments. Besides that, a lot of your points, even though they were very good, they did not have the backup. For example, your example about bullying being a direct trait from the violent video games is an excellent point, but you have no evidence. Also, for example, the desire for the student or for the kid to become the character, you have no evidence of that either, and that is what we are looking for, evidence. You said a lot of times things like most of them, several studies, an article, but you never told me which article, which studies, or who you were talking about, which also deducts from your points. But the sources that you quoted were very, very well quoted or well cited, which was a very strong point in your favor. Obviously, your teamwork was excellent. Everybody was participating, and I think for you, that would be it. Now I'm going to go with Instituto Palafox. Instituto Palafox, we're going to start with the good. I have to say that you approach the problem from many different ways, which is one of the best things you can do in a debate, not just stick to the same way to find the same answer. So you approached it by saying that there are educational games, that there are age restrictions, which if we respect, the students will be, or the kids will be mature enough to be able to handle the game. You talked about the coordination, hand-eye coordination that you developed. You talked about memorization, how you can practice your decision-making. You can even have a social life through the internet. And that is excellent. I think that is one of the best ways that you can approach a debate. But a thing that is not, hold on, give me a second. Toluca, yes? Toluca?
We don't listen very well. Can you repeat, teacher, please?
Yeah, I'll repeat the main points. So, for Palafox, we were saying that they have many ways of approaching the subject or the topic, which is one of the best things you can do in a debate. But on the contrary, on the things that I believe you can still work on, is that I don't have a single source from you. You never said a real study. You said things like many scientists, many programmers, some studies, but you never told me which study, from what school, or from what person. And I even mentioned that to you many times before the debate started, that a debate is structurally founded on facts and evidence. And one of the things that I think subtracted a lot of points from your grade was the fact that you did not have a single source to back up all your arguments, which were perfect. If you would have had sources for each one of those points of views, you would have had an excellent, excellent score. So also your teamwork was excellent. And besides that, I think that that mainly does it. So now, what is the final score? The final score would be Instituto Palafox, you have a total of 14 points, and Springfield Toluca, you have a total of 18 points. Therefore, the winners are Springfield Toluca And I gotta say that this is definitely because of the sources. If we would have had sources, we could have possibly had a tie, because it is a very strong part of this debate. All right, so if you have any questions or anything, you can raise your hand now. Is there anything you want to ask me? Any team? All right, so we're going to leave it at that. That is it for the debate. I'm very happy to have listened to you. You both did an excellent job, and I know that I will see you here on your next debate. And I am leaving now, but I will leave you the microphones open for just a minute so you can congratulate each other. Okay?
Congratulations. This Palafox is cool because you do very well.
I'm sorry to beat you, but congratulations. You're very good at this.
Congratulations, you do very well. You have a good day.
Really, you're a good competent, and that's difficult.
Congratulations. You do it very well. You speak very clear and very good.
This is the time, and I will see you guys in the next debate. Bye-bye.
Bye. ¿Qué les dijeron, mis amores? ¿En qué lo hicieron muy bien y en qué fallaron? ¿En qué lo hicieron muy bien?
En lo que estamos todo bien, la